Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, so Supernova, Lone Wolf, heavy weapons. Just a quick recap of where we are. So we went up +3 intelligence perception, kept everything else flat. Skills for now. This is always what I do. I always raise, like the first level or two. I go through and splash up to 20. Just some nice to have important quality of life perks like getting your dialogue skills to 20. That'll give you the in combat effect. So here you get cower, lie you would get scramble, intimidate you would get terrify. And as I get higher up, I'm going to seriously consider bringing lie and intimidate to 20. That way I've got all three. It's helpful. So the main early consideration is getting these guys to 20. It's very helpful. 20 in sneak will give you one of the biggest DPS buffs in the game for next to no points. I highly recommend 20 sneak no matter what. And I've shown you in my stealth videos that you can literally walk up behind them or run up behind them. You can sprint up behind them, crouch, and annihilate them. So really good 20 points right there. You need 20 hack to sell to vending machines, and you need 20 lockpick to cut down on your mag pick usage. I highly recommend a lot of lockpick. What that means to you will vary. In Lone Wolf, in my opinion, a lot of lockpick means 70 eventually. And the reason it's 70 is because we're going to get Armor Master, so that'll double our armor buffs. We're going to get the Safecracker's Jacket, which is +10 to lockpick, and we're going to be carrying a +5 lockpick helmet around wherever we go. So I can buff lockpick to 30, I have a 70 base, and I can open every single lock and room in the game. There is a lot of ammo, a lot of gear, and a lot of wealth hiding behind locks in this game. If you can't open them, then you're cutting yourself off to that resource. 20 medical is very helpful to get you that second drug slot. 20 science is an absolute mandatory. You can't tinker without 20 science. 20 engineering, really important, so you can repair your gear in the field. So usually my first few levels are bringing a lot of these skills to 20, and then I start working on 40 science right away. You really want to get to 40 science as early as possible. I've shown before in earlier videos that tinkering costs skyrocket, absolutely skyrocket once you get past 4 or 5 levels of tinkering the weapon. And that means if the weapon comes in at 5, you can tinker it up to about 10 and it's not going to be that bad. But once you go past about 5, 6 levels of tinkering on an item, the tinkering costs get prohibitive. And at that point you want to start, especially as you're leveling up, it's really not worth it to take a first level, 5th level gun and tinker it all the way into the teens. It's going to get too darn expensive. So you get it to 40, that cuts that tinkering cost in half. And then I start working on my sneak skills, my stealth skills, getting them up to a decent level. So, science to 40, sneak up some. And then at this range, I start thinking about getting one of my range skills to 40. Yes, this is a heavy weapons play, but as you can see, my long guns is higher. So I relied more on long guns earlier in the build. And then as I've gotten heavy weapons up to 40, because that's the tier unlock, then the heavy weapons became more viable. And indeed, they are very effective at about 10 meters. Beyond 10 meters, they're useless. So in a lot of ways, this is a melee play. And this build is going to suffer from some of the drawbacks that melee characters suffer from, i.e. status effects. And status effects are huge in Supernova. They're not as big a deal at the lower difficulties, but in Supernova, they have an infinite duration, which makes them essentially permanent. And the only way you can get them off is to rest. And the only place you can rest is on your ship. So if you're deep in a level and you get concussed by a mine or you get crippled, these status effects, they dramatically reduce the effectiveness of your character, and you just don't want them on you, and you just don't see them when you're playing ranged tunes. And since my first playthroughs were all ranged, I didn't even know many of these effects were in the game. I didn't know that Canid alphas have a cripple PBAOE. They exude when they die. They kind of blow up, but they don't blow up. But when they die, they fart or burp or I don't know what the hell they do, but something happens, and they send out this PBAOE debuff to everyone, including their own packmates. So if you pay attention, when you headshot a Canid Alpha from 50, 60 meters away with your Deadeye sniper rifle, watch, all the other lesser Canids will get the broken foot symbol. It's really debilitating. So, that's a real challenge for close range tunes. I come up here and I get 40 ranged, and then I get back to work on science. I want science to 100 as soon as possible. Very, very important. Okay. 60 science is nice, but that's the plus corrosive damage is more of an end game consideration. The tinkering for science weapons, that's nice. At 80, you're going to cap your science weapon tinkering at $2,000. That's nice, but for this build, it's not as important because I'm not relying on science weapons. And then you need 100, because then, like for science weapons, that takes that $2,000 and knocks it down to 200. And then for the rest of your character's life, that's what makes the prismatic hammer so attractive. You can pick that up at level 7. Okay, and at level 10 or 12, you get the plus 50% to science weapon damage, and then you never look back. You don't touch another weapon. And if you're Lone Wolf, you don't touch anything but armor for the rest of the game. And so that particular build winds up with a lot of bits, because you don't have the outrageous tinkering costs that a build like a long gun sniper has to put up with, or a long guns user in general has to put up with. If you like shotguns or whatever, and if that's your cup of tea. But yeah, 100 science, very important. And then once I've got 100 science, I start looking into things like getting my sneak, lockpick. Hack is not as important to me, and especially the hack tier unlocks are not that great. The lockpick tier unlocks are not that great. The sneak tier unlocks are fantastic. There's a lot of DPS in here. So, as you raise sneak, you look. There's your passive buff to sneak attack damage. Now, you only get this for the first 1 or 2 shots in the battle. So, you have to think about that. And then in terms of gear, we've got the standard retinue of heavy weapons. I'm holding on to the sniper rifle. The Deadeye is fantastic. So, this is a great way to start combat. And this is a great way to pop mines, to pull enemies. Eventually, we will get away from using this, but for now, this is the long range solution, and this is the short range solution. And this is for droids. You want plasma for your soft targets. You want shock for your robots, auto mechanicals, and eventually you want corrosive. Corrosive is for high armor targets. Corrosive works very well against most soft targets. It does not work against Raptidons, so you have to keep that in mind. But corrosive is fantastic for Mantisaurs. It is the preferred damage type for Mantisaurs. So, when you get near the end of Monarch and you start getting ready to go to the Hope and then to Tartarus for the pit, you want to be kitted out for corrosive if you're doing a Phineas anti-board play. If you're doing a pro board play, the corrosive is not as important. And then you can think more along the lines of plasma and shock if you wanted to. If you can't be bothered, just go in there with corrosive and you'll do great. And I say plasma and shock because you'll be fighting low armor prisoners, and that's your plasma targets, and then you'll be fighting RAM. Okay, and so if you're doing a combat play, and if you plan on facing RAM, you're going to want shock or corrosive for RAM. Okay, and on Supernova, RAM can be a handful. You need to be prepared for RAM. You need to be kitted out correctly. You will need you will need a plus N ray mod for your armor. This is the armor I'm wearing right now. This Raptidon Handler's armor is really nice. It's a really good piece of armor. Um, the dialogue skills is nice. The armor factor is just fine for this level. Um, no negative to stealth skills, which is a positive for my build. Might not be a consideration for your build. Um, Electrocharge surface is excellent. That stuns anybody who melees me. And the Nightingale step is fantastic. That's one of the best armor mods in the game. You can literally sprint up behind enemies, crouch, and shoot them in the head. It's really nice. The helmet is whatever I've got. I'm normally wearing, oh, I don't know. What would I wear? Yeah. What do we got here? That's a 22. I don't know. Probably this. Although I've done some armor analyses, and it seems to me like the mobs in this game don't go to the head that often. And it seems to me like the head, you're probably better off going for buffs for your helmets as opposed to raw armor factor. Your body is where you need the big armor factor. This is where you get most of your protection. That's not to say you don't get hit in the head. You do, you know. So if you wear the explorer's cowboy hat, which is plus to perception, which drives up your critical, not critical, your weak spot damage. It's a great hat, but you really can't tinker it up higher than about 8 or 9 armor factor. So it's not going to protect your head that much. So just be advised, just be aware of what you're doing and how that affects your character. Okay. I forgot to do that, so I got to go back. My bad. Let's go do that. I've been yammering on for too long. Okay, and this is Lonewolf, so I'm not taking any companions. Love those textures. Perks. This is the first perk I take. This is second level. Lonewolf is fourth level. Then I had to take this. I had to get Pack Mule. You can see right now, my carry capacity it's not that great. It's partly due to these heavy weapons. It's right there in the name, right? They're heavy. I'm probably carrying too many of them. Yeah, what we got here? Plasma. That's nice. That's nice. I might buy that. Let me see here. What am I carrying? Ooh, that's an ultra. Not right now. Not yet. I'm not going to use that. I am not going to use that. That's for robots. I don't use that. And I don't need that. I got a Persuade helmet, don't I? Didn't I? Wasn't I looking at a Persuade helmet? Am I wearing my Persuade helmet? Yes. Oh, perks. Okay, so I'm starting to salt the taste in the TTD perks, and then I grabbed. I took the I took the food addiction flaw. It's a really good flaw. I highly recommend it. This is good. This could be 10 or 12, and this is really good. Harvester. This can be 10 or 12. So yeah, that's where we're going. We're going to grab Soliloquy. You have 3 Lone Wolf perks, so this is the best. This is must have at 4. This is nice to have. Get this as soon as you can swing it. Don't go out of your way. And this is nice. This will help you walk right up behind people and then lower the boom on them. I mean, you're by yourself, so might as well get the buff, right? Okay. We are overloaded. We need to take a long, hard look at. Probably shouldn't be carrying all these mods. Backpack. I need one just in case it's, I don't know. We'll see. Gyrosite. I don't need 4 gyrosites, so we'll sell 2. Thug kit. This is a range tune thug kit. I'm never gonna need that. Extendicite. Not a huge fan of these, but I'll just sell 1 just in case. Tech kit. I don't need that many. Plasma. That's good. That's good. Shock. That's good. Okay. Get rid of that. Okay. Should I be carrying this around? I don't think so. And I think I'm doing fine with the Raptidon. So I'm gonna burn it. And we saw something in here. It was plasma. Yeah. Nah. Okay. Let's go get that experiment taken care of. Since I goofed and didn't finish it. Boing. Come on. Yeah, that's right, Sprat. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my god, these guns suck. Accuracy goes way up in TTD. I really believe that. We might want to think about the reducing. See, I've got the fun times. I might need to go with the reduced weapon spread barrel. That's something to think about, because boy, these things are all over the place. I mean, it's like a frickin' shotgun that burns heavy ammo. Be very careful in there. Lots of mines. Okay. I did make the soldiers upset. So that is something to think about. Probably shouldn't go in the front door. What is my persuade? Why am I debuffed? Because I didn't eat. Raptidon meat. Yes. I eat Raptidon meat. Okay, what is my persuade check? Didn't even look. 30. I don't think that's enough. If I go in there and if I fail that speech check, that's a fight. And that's a fight that's going to affect my my anti-Cleo rep. So I'm going to go in the back door. Just in case. Man, I've been watching the Mandalorian on Disney Plus. That's a good show. Highly recommend it. If you like Star Wars. If you like great TV, highly recommend it. If you like shit TV, then don't watch it. You know, if you have no taste, then don't watch it. Okay, so I need to recalibrate. To do that, this should level us up. We'll hit 14, get a perk, get all this loot. Probably didn't get it all. I was overloaded in here. Get some ammo. Yeah, I was talking about it a few videos before about how I was somewhat incredulous whenever people would post on the Facebook Outer Worlds group and say, you know, oh, I'm out of ammo. Good Lord, where do I get more ammo? And, you know, we're all like, brother, what you doing? You know, and why are you out of ammo? Because I'm finishing the game with 4, 6, 8,000 rounds. And in all of them, not just, you know, 1 or 2. All of them. All of the damage, all of the weapon types. But I'm beginning to think that some of these folks might be heavy weapons users. Because I'm burning some ammo. And, you know, this is my, I've lost track, 8th or 9th playthrough. 8th? I don't remember. Let me see. 2 normals, and then Sniper, Supernova Companions, Gunslinger Supernova Companions, Melee Supernova Companions, Lone Wolf Sniper Supernova, Lone Wolf Melee Supernova, and now this. So, yeah. Okay, so this is 8. Okay, yes, I play too much. This I know. I know. I get it. I'm really loath to sell my drinks. We really need to try to get the drug addiction to go off. Need to remember to stop and hit an Adreno. Drug addiction's a really good flaw. There's only 3 flaws in this game that I want. Food addiction, drug addiction, and farsighted. If anybody ever figures out how to get farsighted, let me know. I need to take my sniper and leave him AFK and just see. Because the description of the flaw is that you get it by using scopes. I've got about, let's just say 38, another 25, so 53, maybe another 25. So I've got about 78, 80 hours of using scoped rifles. And then I use scoped pistols. So I've got about 100 hours in game of using scoped weapons. A lot. Like exclusively. And I've never gotten the flaw. So I don't know what the hell's going on with that flaw. Maybe it's an urban myth. What I need to do is figure out a way to leave my sniper AFK for about an hour, zoomed in, and see if he gets the flaw. You know, that would be diagnostic. I gotta admit, guys, I really don't like heavy weapons, but it's just personal preference. Okay. Only for testing purposes.
Take this. You earned it. If you run it, pleasure.
Okay, so let's think about this. All right. Okay. 60 sneak is not bad. It's not great. It's not bad. We got our 100 science. We're not raising these. We're not raising these. It would be nice to get these up to 20. Usually what you can do in your build is you can count on, I always do a weapon skill to 100, so one of these 5. I always do sneak to 100, science to 100, and then salt to taste. When I'm running companions, I get 60 inspiration. So we're not doing companions, so theoretically, we've got 60 points to goof around with. In melee, you're going to want, I did 100 block. I was not impressed. I have heard that dodge is useful, so if I've got the gas in the tank, next time I may do a Supernova one-handed melee dodge build, but I'm gonna run companions because I think Lone Wolf is too difficult for melee. Because I did the two-handed prismatic hammer build with companions and Lone Wolf, and now for most of the game I was fine. But man, when you get to Ram, if you're gonna face Ram one-on-one, mano-a-mano, man, companions make a big difference. So I think I've got the points to start getting these guys up to 20, and this extra persuade will come in handy. I don't like talking my way out of combat because I like shooting things, but um, that's a big one. This is nice. This is your reload speed, and this is your firing rate. Okay, this is your healing rate. So if you jam on the inhaler, this makes it go quicker. This is really good. This is not bad. This gets you more money. That's garbage. This is good. And since this is Lone Wolf, I like this, and I like this. I'm gonna grab this. This is Lone Wolf, so let's do it. Okay. I think the video is going a little bit long, so I think I'm gonna pause here for a moment and start a new video. And let's get to the ship. Go to the ship. Oh, hey, let's get Sam rocking real quick.
Your return time is within. Welcome back, Captain.
I didn't do that yet. Okay. Ah, wrong button.
May luck be with you.
Shut up. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, Sam. Here we go. Okay, now we gotta go talk to Ada. Then we gotta look at our computer. Then we can slap in the piece and get our XP. Okay, so here we go. And I gotta
Welcome back, Captain. How can I? The unit, Alex.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Okay, now up to the terminal. Jump through the hoops. Now give Sam his part, and we will get some XP. Easy peasy.
Initiating, and would you like to?
Yes, I will register
Registering
my Sam.
SAM units live
To
to
clean
clean.
and clean to live. Okay, Sam. You're awesome, Sam.
You might want to consider changing
Okay,
your.
I'm going to take a break here, and I'll be right back.